CEO and founder of 50 and Fit, which is an online fitness program where I teach people the. How about
Okay,
now?
we're good. We are in there.
All right, great, outstanding. Class of Ted, thank you
Hey,
so much too as well.
Classic.
All right, guys. So now it's 6:01. So we're gonna go ahead and get started. First, let me go ahead and do a quick intro of myself, and then let everybody know who this lovely lady below me is. I'm King Cuz. I'm 54 years old. I'm a retired Navy veteran, retired amateur boxer, motivational speaker, CEO and founder of 50 and Fit, which is an online fitness program where I teach people basic exercises to get them in shape. I live in the Virginia area, and behind me is my garage slash gym where I not only do my online classes, but I also do one-on-one training here as well. And it's a new year, new you, and I was so excited, thrilled to get Fit to Inspire to come on today. She's my first guest for the new year to talk about fitness. And basically, we're going to sit down and have a conversation and share our ideas, share our thoughts, and try to get you, the viewers, more intrigued about taking care of your health, about doing things that's going to really promote good sportsmanship. Hi, Pike, how you doing? Thank you for joining. So we're really going to sit down and just talk about two entrepreneurs who has a passion and the desire to not only take care of ourselves, but share it with others. So without further ado, let me turn it over to Miss Fit to Inspire. How you doing today?
I'm doing well. Thank you, everybody, for joining, and thank you so much for inviting me. I'm honored.
Oh, the honor's all mine. You know, when I first saw you on another platform, I was like, man, this girl getting it in.
I
Yeah, thank you,
appreciate
that
it.
classic.
I appreciate it.
It's just getting it in. And I wanted to, because I know that you said you was getting your thing started. We'll talk about that later on. But the collaboration piece is critical, I think, in the fitness industry. I don't know why some people have this attitude that they don't want to share information. To me, I think anybody who
Mhm.
is willing to tell people necessary steps, not only stay healthy and fit, but to make this a business, if you have that determination, and to lay out all the steps that I've inquired and try to share it. Even some mistakes I may have had in the past that I didn't know because I didn't have the knowledge, or I was just rushing too quickly to get things resolved. The things that I've learned, I'm willing to share. So this whole interview right now is really going to talk about our desires, our passion, and ways we can do to ensure that you, the viewers, get the most out of your workouts. So, thanks for sharing this, caring. Yeah, thank you so much, Classic. So, Miss Fit to Inspire, can you give us a little something about yourself and how you started your fitness journey?
Yeah, so my business, or I go by Fit, but my business is Fit to Inspire Fitness. I'm 39 years old. I reside in the Nashville, Tennessee area. I have a young adult daughter. She just turned 20 at the end of the year last year. Single parent. As far as my fitness journey, I actually started it back in 2008. I was really big into my church, and they were doing, they called it Run for God. So they were signing up for a 5K that they were going to start training for. And so I decided, what the heck? Let me just sign up for this 5K. I've never done a race. I've never been into fitness before, but we running for God, so let's do it. So training for that race, we would train every Sunday after service. We had other days throughout the week where we were training, building up to being able to do a full 5K. And so the 5K we actually did was for fallen soldiers. So it relates to kind of you being a Navy vet or whatever, So we did a 5K for the soldiers, or what, for the fallen soldiers. So we had like a soldier's name on our back that we were running for. So that experience kind of opened my eyes to the fitness world, since I was training so much with the running, and it wasn't just running. You have to do other training as well to make sure you're intact for a race. So just me being able to start, it was the consistency of me consistently training, and then after the race was over, I was in that mindset now. Okay, what's next? What we gonna do next? So that's kind of how I got started into the whole fitness world. Was training for that first race.
Nice, nice. Okay, and what inspired you to want to share that with others? I mean, staying fit is something we all should take in consideration if we want to live long and have a healthy life. But the fact that you are willing to share the things that you experience to other people, what inspired you to do that?
It was honestly the other people.
Mm,
The fact that like whenever I would train or whenever I started my fitness journey, I would post on social media just because I would show like what I'm doing. And I was just doing it for myself, trying to, to keep myself accountable.
right.
And then people would start reaching out to me. They would message me. They would comment, and they're like, "You're so inspiring. Like, keep doing what you're doing. You're helping me to get up and do what I need to do." So just people messaging me and constantly telling me how I'm helping them. They don't know, but they helped me as well to want to help other people. So
That's great. That's great. And so I'm glad you was able to use social media, and I'm so glad that you was able to attend a church that really consider our body as a vessel and want to
mhm.
do things that's going to be really beneficial, not for others, but also serving God.
Right.
But but I think that's really good. And so now, where are you right now in your journey?
So last year, it'll almost be a year. February the 8th, I got my certification for personal training. Last year I was kind of mentally, I wasn't there all the way. Like I was able to get through school. Eventually it took me a while. I was like right at the deadline before I finally got my certification. Um, but mentally, I was going through a lot. So last year, like I was trying to get my business up and running, but I wasn't full force. I was dealing with a lot of, anxiety, depression, things like that, So life took a hold of me. I was still trying to push forward, but it did take a back burner. So once I got out of the toxic situation that I was in, I'm still, going through the motions, but day by day, things are getting so much better for me. I'm more focused now. I'm able to get back into my workouts because I had actually stopped working out myself. I wasn't into it as much as I had been before. So now, I want to say the past couple of months, that's when I really like zoned my focus in. I've opened my business banking account. I've got my Stride account open, so I just got to link those two. I'm waiting on my debit card to come in from my actual bank account. Um, I am working on a nutrition plan because I also have a certification in nutrition as well.
Great.
So that's actually going to be the first thing that I launch while I'm working on getting the videos recorded for my online program. So coming soon, prayerfully within the next couple of weeks, I'll be offering 30-day meal plans. They will be custom. You'll be able to select what food you do and don't eat. So it's not like it's just going to throw some foods at you that you're not going to eat. Because if you're not going to eat it, you're not going to stick with that meal plan. So meal plans coming soon, and then hopefully shortly after that, I will have my 30-day program ready. It'll be an online program. And I'll have my own app as well. So you'll be able to download my app and you'll have the workouts there. You'll have examples of how to do the workouts. You'll have your macros in there. So that's what I'm working on currently.
No, I think that's a blessing. I'm so glad to hear that. I mean, we talked offline before we did this interview, and
Hmm.
even beforehand, when you first started asking me questions about what started my business. And I shared with you some of my testimonies, what made me inspired to want to take care of my health and to do others. And
Right,
it's quite similar to you as far as how when people saw me at my age being 54, I started my business when I was 50,
right,
and everybody was like, what can this old guy teach me type of thing, right? So it was a great challenge. But
right.
it was the social media influence from a lot of people that really thought, wow, and I'm a different breed, I guess you can say, from today's society, because when I was younger, if I had anybody my age or older was challenging me to any type of event, I was like, bring it, right? Because
Hmm.
that was my attitude, right?
Yeah.
Saying let some guy. But now I'm knowing that a lot of people just don't have that desire. Unfortunately, society now is starting to get more and more lazy when
Yep.
it comes to their health because it's not an issue now. And once it becomes an issue, then it's all stopped. And what I'm trying to promote more than anything else is preventive maintenance when it comes to your health. If
Hmm.
you start this journey, and it's not a destination. And people say that like a cliche, but it's very true. You never want to, once you embed it into fitness and you start seeing the results and you start feeling better and
Hmm.
looking better, you want to continue it, and you want to do it even more so because you know that you are doing it. It's
Right.
not because of some special pill or special surgery or anything in that matter. You put in the hard work, you put in the dedication. You know how hard it was for you when you first started the journey, and you saw how your body adjusted and changed and then started working with you.
Right.
And breaking that barrier is so hard for a lot of people to really achieve. Now, just like you said earlier, I know circumstances come when things are more overbearing than norm. And
Right.
we all get that. That
Hmm.
is life. That is life. I mean, I have my setbacks as well. So there's no S in my chest, right? You know,
Hmm.
I'm immortal. You know, I mean, I have my issues with things in life as well. However, what I do know is that once I digress or change gears, I noticed an instant change. And I knew that in order for me to get back in track and stay focused, I needed to really take care of my body more. And
Right.
so I look at people and I tell people this is my little testimony. Like when I was 18 and 19 years old, when I saw people in their 50s. Now, granted, this is a while back because I ain't no spring chicken, but
Yeah, you
but
are.
back then, though, we had a lot of issues, you know, a lot of stress, a lot of anxiety, people busting their butts and getting little or nothing in return.
Hmm.
So I can see how that can take a toll on a lot of people. But a lot of breakthroughs is happening since I was 18, 19 years old. I mentioned I was in the military.
Hmm.
When I first joined the Navy, my job in the Navy, women couldn't even do. They couldn't do it because there wasn't no combatant ships, you know? And then
Hmm.
once they started changing and opening more doors and giving more opportunities for people, it really made a difference. Even I can throw race into the factor. When I was in class, I was the only black guy in my class.
Hmm.
A lot of people didn't think I was gonna make it just by the color of my skin, you know?
Right.
And so it made me draft harder and harder. But knowing that that transition was happening during my era and how it wasn't really happening much with people older than me, I can see how they can really not look at taking their health as serious as it is now
Hmm.
because of the things that took place in the past. But
Right.
now we have more opportunities. And now we have this thing called the internet. We got ways we can reach out to people all
All over the
over the
world.
world.
Yes.
I mean, my last 30 challenge had somebody from Argentina, somebody from Brazil, somebody from Dubai, you know,
Nice.
signing up, waking up early in the morning or late in the afternoon just to attend the live sessions because they were so excited about doing something for themselves.
Right.
And that self gratification, you really can't put a price on it. So I'm
Hmm.
glad that you are here and to hear your story. But this is not going to be the end. You know, we've already collaborated before. We're going to collaborate more. And I'm on standby anytime you need any assistance on how to get your business up and running. I love the fact that you want to get your own app. I'm in that process of trying to do that too as well, because I have been using third parties like Facebook and Zooms and stuff like that to
Hmm.
do some of my broadcasting. It's working, but it's not to the effect where I want to be. As
Right.
an entrepreneur, I want to have total control of any and everything I do when it comes to health and fitness. And I
Yeah.
hate
I
to tell
mean,
my clients,
yeah,
yeah, I hate
it's
to
a
tell my clients,
starter.
oh, sorry, I can't do this because of this or this. You know, now that I have everything all together, I
Hmm.
can focus.
Yeah,
So now you said that you have a daughter now.
I do. She's 20.
Okay, 20.
I'm a
Okay.
young adult.
Now has she? Yeah. Now has she gravitated to the things that you are doing right now as far as your fitness?
Oh my gosh, no. She's a typical teenager, young adult. Like, she is super lazy. I'm not even gonna. But like, she's always been like really, really skinny. But now that she's getting older, she's starting to get a little, little love handles, you know. And she's like, "Mom, I need to get rid of this." And I'm like, "Come on in the garage and work out with
There we
me
go.
then." But she hasn't done it yet. But I'm trying to get her out there.
I love that. The reason why I said that because someone saw a video of me and my son working out. Like there's a
Yeah.
video of me and my son. And my son, he lives in Japan. Now,
Oh.
all through, like you said, I always said before, he's always saying, yeah, I get to that later. I get to it later. Now, I know why he's now want to take, you know, control his body and get in shape, because I told him I've been in his shoes before.
Mm-hmm.
You're at that stage now when you want to impress women, so you
Oh
ain't fooling me.
yeah.
You want to stay fit, stay
Gotta have that
strong,
six pack in.
Exactly. You start doing the grooming standards now,
Mm-hmm.
checking yourself in the mirror more and more every day. And I'm
Right.
just laughing at him. But we did a video, but now, because I was by him most of the time, and he see me doing it all the time, and he sees the results, he started to get on board with it. I stated, I'm sure your daughter's gonna do the same thing too. Once she once she sees you starting your business and everybody started watching you,
Mm-hmm.
and you look great, you look outstanding. And whenever she go, man, I don't want my mom putting me shame. People think that we sisters, because you looking so great and you staying so fit. And sometimes that kind of strategy helps.
Yeah.
I never do any type of fat shame on anybody when it comes
Yeah.
to their body, but I do tell them that if you want to make your life better, you know, these are the necessary steps you need in order to achieve it. And don't think there's going to be an instant. Don't think it's going to happen overnight. It's
Exactly.
like climbing a mountain. If you look at the top of the mountain while you're climbing, you're going to be so discouraged. But if you look
Mm-hmm.
forward, take step by step, you will achieve that mountain and any more mountains ahead in life.
Right.
So I just had to throw that in about your daughter. And I'm glad that she's now, well, I know she will, because I see you as a strong entrepreneur. I see you're going to be doing great things in the fitness world.
Thank you.
And that's going to motivate her to say, that's my mom, and she's doing her thing. And it's that self gratification, because I feel the way with my son. I have 11 brothers and sisters, and 5 of them are in my class on a regular because they
Wow.
see the
You have a
results.
big family.
I'm yeah, well, yeah. I'm number 7 out of 12, and I have a twin sister.
Oh,
Right?
wow.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. She joined the army. I joined the navy. She's one of my clients as well. My older sister, who's living with me now, she's one of my clients. I have
That's
2 of
great.
my brothers. Yeah, and they come in and they're like, yeah. Of course, they want to support me because they're family, but at the same time, they get benefits out of it too.
Mm-hmm.
That's
Mm-hmm.
why I encourage people that when I do friendly competitions, when I do things like that, and people say what the prize is, I say the prize is you staying in shape. The prize
Mm-hmm.
is you taking care of your health. You
Right.
can't put a price tag on your health,
You really
right?
cannot.
Right. And so I encourage people and I motivate people to do that because I want to live that example. I'm living that example. And I want to share that to as many people as possible. And I know I can't change the whole world,
Mm-hmm.
but as long as I can change a few people's mindset about the importance of staying healthy and strong, and I could be a part of that, even just for a little bit,
Yeah.
to me, it's a major accomplishment. And you're gonna have that same gratification too once you start your business and you start seeing the testimonies and the reviews and etc. All right, so let me switch gears real quick again.
Mm-hmm.
Now, when it comes to your routine, if you start having clients, what type of routine workouts do you have in mind for them?
I'm more into circuit strength and conditioning.
Okay.
So I love doing circuit training. That's what I kind of got into whenever I started like training with other trainers, going to gym. A lot of times it would be circuit based. So I guess that's just kind of what I got used to. So I enjoy doing circuits, strength and conditioning, and I actually have a certification in strength and conditioning as well. So
See? Oh, of course. Well, that's good then. I mean, I just want to give people a little insight because my gym now, I made a lot of changes since I first started. As a matter of fact, I'm going to post a video sometime this week of how my garage looked when I first
before,
started working out and how it is now. And I'm starting to do more strengthening training as well because at age 40, yes, at age 40, I started noticing I had to maintain my muscle mass because, they say for men, when we get 40, we may start losing it.
hmm
And I still like to walk around the beach. I still like to look well. So I started doing a lot more strength training too as well. So I started getting small dumbbells, kettlebells,
hmm
weights, and I'm using it. I'm not trying to be a bodybuilder and try to get jacked about, lifting, 400, 500 pounds and all that kind of mess. But I want to maintain what I have. In order to maintain it, I got to make sure that I have strong muscles to continue that.
right,
Now, I definitely would get with you because I just recently got my nutrition certification, but I don't feel comfortable with it. I feel like I just got my driver's license. I'm still a
right.
little
Used to, yeah, yeah,
eerie
yeah.
about, yeah. So with you having that already, pretty packed, and you told me you had a meal plan,
hmm
whenever I start getting personal one-on-one people, clients working out with me, I'll reach out to
Yeah,
you for that.
please do.
Because yes, because that's what I'm saying. Because when people ask me, I said, look, when I was in the Navy, I was part of the Chief Petty Officers, right?
Mm-hmm.
And the Chief Petty Officers was jack of all trades. Everybody from different rates would come together as one unity. So the same thing holds true with fitness. My subject matter expert is calisthenics training, boxing, etc.
Mm-hmm.
I can do these exercises blindfold with not any assistance at all. However, my diet, people would starve to death if they did my diet, right? So
You on that
I don't
military
recommend
diet.
people. Yes, yes. And no, I don't do sweets. That's already killing people. I don't do sweets. I don't do fast foods. I eat only when I'm hungry. I only eat 3 square meals a day. I'm saying this because it works for me.
Right.
And so if I was telling people what my diet is, my diet is that I listen to my body.
Mm-hmm.
I know what it needs and I know what it does not need. And I stay away from that and I enjoy the meals that I do have. But for you, since you are a nutritionist and you do focus on meal plans, if
Mm-hmm.
any of my clients come to me and say, look, I really want to get a strong meal plan as well, I can definitely pick you up and say, hey, contact my friend Fitz. She
Mm-hmm.
can get with you and start you a meal plan right on point because she's more tuned in it than I am. And I want to give you the best resources possible to help you with your fitness journey.
No, I
And
appreciate that.
yeah, and that's what I mean about the collaboration piece.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I mean by people reaching out and helping one another. Because the bottom line is that we want your life to be as successful and as meaningful as possible. And you can't do that when you're unhealthy,
Mm-hmm.
right? You can chase the money, you can chase women, cars, houses, all that material stuff. But at the end of the day, most successful um, billionaires would love to go back their hands of time and focus more on their health because they got all the money, they got all the stuff, but they
Mm-hmm.
can't enjoy it because of their health issues. And I encourage people to stay healthy and stay fit.
No, I'm glad you said like when it comes to your eating, like you do what works for you because like everybody's body's different, everybody has different metabolism levels. I know for me personally, I at first like I was working out like crazy, but I would see some results, but not really like any muscle definition until I started changing my diet.
Right.
So you can't outwork a bad diet, you know what I mean? But I may eat 3 square meals and 2 snacks a day, where you only do 3 square meals a day. So everybody's different. You got to fit what works into your schedule, as well as you got to trial and error and see what works for your body. So
That's true. And that's a good point you mentioned that too, because one of the things I encourage people to do is to, number one, consult their physician.
mm,
And when you tell them that you're
definitely.
getting ready to start a workout plan, I highly recommend that you get some blood work done, get a urine sample, and see the numbers. When the
Hmm.
doctor come back with the numbers and tell you what your intake is, your cholesterol, your whatever numbers they have, and even your blood pressure, take those numbers in consideration.
Hmm.
And when as they're talking to you about it, in the back of your mind, you're gonna automatically know, yeah, maybe I shouldn't have had that donut, or maybe I was eating too much pork or
I
too
need to
much
cut down
greasy
on this
foods.
sodium.
Yes.
Sodium's
See,
a big
so
one.
right. And so when people hear that, they go, well, I don't want to eat cardboard either. I said, yes, I understand that. There are some great meals you can eat that's extremely satisfying, that doesn't have all that artificial this, artificial that, low in cholesterol, low in sugar, low in sodium. It's a lot of things you do. Now, someone like you are better skilled to direct them to those type of things.
Hmm.
Me, I'm an old school. I like spinach. I'm like Popeye, eat a can of spinach. Spinach is rich in protein, and most of my protein I get does come from vegetables. Even
Mm.
though I do eat meat,
Uh-huh.
a lot of my protein does come from vegetables. And so I encourage people to know, like you say, know your body,
Yep.
know what works for you. But that craving is something that you have to fight. That's an internal thing. It's not going to happen overnight.
Hmm.
But I encourage people, once you start the fitness journey, the first thing you're going to notice is that you're not as fatigued. I
Mm.
love spinach.
True, true. Your
Yeah.
energy levels are up.
Yeah, your energy levels up, you know, it's fatigue. And then, you know, I encourage, especially women, don't jump on the scale every day and don't be measuring yourself every day because that's
Mhm.
discouraging, you
The
know, go through
scale,
the process.
yes, because you can still weigh the same thing, but you can lose inches or you can gain muscle. So like you may weigh more, but you look better. So
Yeah.
there's a lot of factors that play into I don't like the scale either. So I try to stay away from it. At the most, like or at the least it'll be like once a month where I'll weigh myself. But like if I'm like really consistently doing something, but don't weigh yourself every week, every morning when you get up. Like that is going to be so discouraging. Don't do it.
Yes. I hear you. Hey, what's going on, Phyllis? It's good. Thank you for coming through. Guys, thank y'all so much for tuning in. If y'all just not joining us, I have Fit to Inspire here. She's an outstanding entrepreneur who is starting her fitness journey, starting her business. Um, Very inspirational. She live up to her name. And we're talking basically about fitness things, just to get people encouraged because it's the new year, right? A lot of people may have questions. We'll open the floor for questions in about another 10 minutes. But we're just talking about our journey, ourselves, and sharing you our thoughts and ideas. And I thank y'all so much for tuning in. Now, go
I
ahead.
was just going to say one thing I do want to mention while we were talking about nutrition too. A lot of people think that because you're eating healthy, like it's going to be bland, like you said, cardboard is going to be boring. You can make subtle changes to what you're already making and make it healthier. Like looking at the ingredients in your seasoning and choosing seasonings that have like less sodium content. Go to pink Himalayan salt as opposed to regular salt. There's a lot of like small things that you can do, and your meals will still taste excellent and it'll be healthier for you. So,
I like that. That is so true. I'm glad you pointed that out. Now, I don't know if you have a lot of male clients or if you done work out with a bunch of men. 90% of my clients are female.
right.
And one of the main areas they discuss is the midsection, right? The stomach. And I
Yep,
want
the
to ask
core
you
and
as
the
well.
booty. That's what we want. That core and the
Okay.
booty.
Yeah, the core of the booty. I like that. So, what can you tell someone right now who's listening from a female perspective, ways to really flatten your stomach and to work on that booty?
Eating right. Y'all go hate
Yeah,
me,
eat
but
it
it's
right.
eating right for real. Abs are built in the kitchen. And I know y'all have heard that before, but it is so true. Like I said, especially for me, like I was working out hardcore 6 days a week, at least an hour every workout. But I was still eating junk food here and there. And I really did not start to see any type of definition until I got my meal plan and I actually
Yeah.
started following it like I needed to. So you when you're doing your workouts, yeah, you can do workouts that are going to target your core and your glutes, which will help with the growth and the muscle building and things like that. But as far as those abs, you're going to need to change your diet 100%.
I hear you.
So
I agree with you on that. And I used to be an amateur boxer, so we practice the abs a lot because we get punched in the stomach, it takes all your wind out, and then that's game
yes.
over.
Mm-hmm.
And but my instructor, he told me that if we treat muscles like we treat how we treat a rubber band, if you have a rubber band in your hand,
Mm-hmm.
you're gonna immediately start playing with it. You're gonna stretch it, you're gonna pull it, you're gonna twist it, you're gonna tug it. And if you start doing exercises like that for any part of your body, you're gonna notice a lot of improvement instead of
Mm-hmm.
doing one type of exercise over and over and over again. I say crunches is a great exercise, but crunches only focus really on the top abdomen part of your stomach. But if you do like, I like to use alternate knee lifts, I like to use bicycles, I like to use up and overs, side to
Planks.
sides,
Planks are a really
planks.
good core exercise.
Yes. See, so I'm saying, a lot of people, one of the people say that, oh, I can't lose my stomach muscles. But then when you start digging in, like you're saying,
Mm-hmm.
asking them about your diet and what particular exercises that you've been doing,
Right.
and you realize they only been doing one type of exercise and only did one change to their diet, it's not going to make a change.
Right.
So I encourage people to continue to start doing things like you say. Just got to mix things up. Jumpstart your body. I mean, your
Mm-hmm.
body. One thing I love about the human body, it does adapt in almost any environment. Once the brain signals tell you that, oh, I'm doing this for a reason and this is
Mm-hmm.
your purpose, it automatically slowly switches to that gear. And I can't explain it because I'm not a medical scientist, but I do know that whenever your body starts seeing a reaction the things that is outside the norm that you normally do,
Mm-hmm.
it's going to wake up your mind and your body is going to try to adapt to that.
Right.
So that's why I say that everything happens in phases in series. Then once you get it,
Mm-hmm.
and once you start, it's almost like, okay, I feel sluggish if I don't do it, or I feel like I'm missing out on something if I don't
Yes.
do it.
Mm-hmm.
So, hey, guys, thank y'all so much for tuning in. That's great. So now another question to you right now is, what is your favorite type of exercise?
Favorite type of exercise? Uh, I've really been trying to work on my upper body, honestly. So I've been doing a lot of
Okay.
push-ups. I've been going to the jailhouse workouts.
I like that.
Push-ups and squats.
Okay. Well, that's great. That's great. Because the reason I say that, because when people ask about my 30-day challenge, and I tell them that, well, they're like, well, I don't have the equipment. I said, well, you don't need equipment,
Mm-hmm.
right? And I like how you said that you do push-ups, and then you like to also do squats, because you're right, great for your glutes, great for your biceps and triceps with push-ups. And those
And
are
honestly,
simple
push-ups are
exercises.
good for your core as well. So
Oh yeah, yeah. Especially how you hold your position,
yeah, there's
how you have your hands.
variations. Yep.
Yeah. And I like that. And that's why I'm trying to tell everybody, like a lot of people think that if you do a midsection that you gotta be laying down on the ground. You can do a lot of exercises by standing up.
Mm-hmm.
Whenever you bring your knee up to your stomach, you're working your abs, even though
Yep.
people don't think
You
as
can do
much.
the oblique crunches while you're standing up. There's a
Yeah,
lot of different things you can do while you're standing. And there's a lot of
exactly.
modifications too. So if you like feel like there's something you can't do, there's modifications.
Yeah, I hear you there. I love that.
Damn.
I know. I love that. My friend told me the same thing. Like he like to lift 16 ounces. 16 ounces. You're talking about beer.
Yep.
Doing beer
That
thing.
beer can.
I mean, get out of here with that mess. But yeah, but it's true that and once people start to understand the science of exercising, they really and seeing how we are changed. Now, I'm going to ask you this question too, because I don't have a transformation story. I have a sustainment story, meaning that I was never obese, right?
Mhm.
But have you had issues with weight, and did the diet and exercises really play a big factor into it, or were you pretty much petite most of your life?
Most of my life I was petite. I want to say once I got over 30, that's when, your metabolism starts changing
Uh-huh.
and slowing down. So I did have more in my midsection. Um, I was a lot fluffier, I want to say, than I'm used to.
Mhm.
I was never really just obese, but
Gotcha.
I was a lot fluffier. Like if you go to my page, the very first picture I have pinned, that was at the beginning of my fitness journey when I was training for that 5K. So you can
Okay.
see I have the little overhang on my stomach, and then you can see where my abs are flat. So it was mainly that was really the only thing. Like I would gain weight in my midsection and my booty, which we find with our booty gaining weight, but I wanted that midsection to go away. So.
I don't blame you. Oh my God. When I was in the Navy, I was the command fitness coordinator, and for my sisters in the military, they were telling them how they had to lose their butt because they did a height and measurements. It was ridiculous. And I
Mm,
fought tooth and nail. I said, because the stats was pretty much mainly for Caucasian people. It wasn't designed for different ethnicities, right?
yeah,
And so I'm like, no, no, no. I'll tell my sisters, no, don't listen to them. Do not lose the butt.
do
Keep it.
not.
Don't. Yeah. We'll find some way to work around the process, but
Hmm.
nah. But I like how you said that, and I like how you, because one of the things that a lot of some women tell me is that when they had a child, that it was very hard for them to lose the weight from whenever they was pregnant. But that wasn't an issue with you at all when you was pregnant, right? You was able to get back in shape pretty
Yeah, I
quick.
snapped back pretty quick. I was young then too. I had my daughter at 19, so
Okay.
yeah. So I was still young.
Mhm.
I wasn't, like I said, I wasn't even in the fitness for real then. So
Yeah,
I just kind of snapped back. I was one of the lucky ones, I guess.
I guess so. Which is good. Which is good. And that's one of the things that, because I like to hear these type of questions, at least talk to women about it, because I get these asked a lot about how can I, and I'm being respectful, I said, how old's your son, the daughter? And they said they're 22. And I'm like, well, that's not no baby no more.
Right. You done had 22 years to recover. What we talking about?
Right, you know, but I try to be cordial and say, well, look, these are the things that works for me.
Mm-hmm.
Now, for me, my midsection was critical as a boxer, like I said earlier. But um, I love hearing females, perspective on what they need to do to lose the midsection or what they need to do to stay just, tone. And the fact that you're doing strength training
Mm-hmm.
and the fact that you are certified in nutrition, so you know what really works for you as far as the diet and with exercising is critical. So
Yeah.
I want to encourage people to understand that it is a formula to stay fit. You just got to apply the right numbers. And once you apply it, the results will happen. It's just that one thing you're going to have is consistency
Mm-hmm.
and patience.
Most
Those things
definitely.
are happening. If you stay consistency and grow and build, it will happen because your body will definitely adjust to this. When I started doing push-ups, I could probably do like maybe 12. Now I can do like 40 without even breathing hard because
Right.
of being consistent, building that
Mm-hmm.
muscle, getting that rhythm down. And so I want to encourage everyone that you need to go from one day to day one, right? That's the only
Yes.
thing you would ever make any changes is having it. And then having people like we are to help you guide you during that process. And so I encourage everybody who's listening right now and for those who listen later on to get around with people. I call them the eagles. Stay away from the crows and the buzzards. Soar with the eagles. Hang around the people that have the same goals and ambition in life
Mm-hmm.
and share it amongst one another. And then find fitness coaches like us who not just doing it for the dollar bill, but very passionate and very concerned about your well-being. We
Right.
want you to be around for the graduations, the anniversaries, the ceremonies. We want you to be around for all the great things that you can have in life, not just for yourself, but for your family and your friends.
Right.
But in order to do that, you got to take a hard look at yourself and start making some changes that's going to help benefit you. And exactly that
Yes,
lifestyle
it's a
has to happen.
lifestyle.
And but that's great. Well, you got anything else you want to point out right now before we start opening the floor for any questions?
Um, Not that I can think of. I had something, then I lost it, so it may come back to
Okay.
me, but we're good right now.
Okay, sure, sure. Well, in the meantime, while we thinking and contemplating, guys, if you have any questions, we got like 3 viewers now, and it's live. But I'm saying that now because if anybody got any questions, you can ask now. You may get a lot of questions in your DM afterwards for those who are reviewing this video later. I will post it, and
Okay.
I also try to find some way to send you the link, and so you can have the video, so you can post it
I'm
in your
screen
other social
recording. I
media.
got it.
Oh, great. Oh, cool, cool, cool. That's good. Glad you did that. Because it's important that we do these type of things and to share. Because
Mhm.
everyone has a story. Everyone has a background of why they do what they do and what encouraged them to continue to do it.
Right.
And I personally can't see how people can take other things besides their health and not take it just as serious. Your
Mhm.
job is important. Money is important.
Mhm.
You know, having some type of status, your character, but your health is it's a wealth that you can't obtain, and you can't put a price tag on it. But we need to start looking at it that way. And
Right.
until we start looking at it that way and thinking that we are invincible and our cross our bridge when it comes to it type of mindset, all you're doing is setting yourself up for failure. And when that happens, then there's no turning back. And I want people to understand while people are talking to your ear now about the importance of staying healthy and strong, if it applies to you more than others, and it applies to everybody, but if it applies to you more than others, because in the back of your mind, your voice, you're hearing certain things to say, yeah, I really need to start doing this, or I really need to cut back on that. You need to listen to that voice and
Yeah.
really take those actions and make things happen. The
Right.
only legend, thank you for joining. What's going on? Is it Nettie? Thank you for joining. All right, guys. Do anybody have any questions for Ms. Fit or myself concerning health and fitness? We want to open the questions for at least 10 minutes. And while the questions are coming on, we can still continue this conversation. And whatever it was you was thinking about earlier that you want to if it comes to your mind, please
I'm
let me
down to
know.
say
We
I
can make it
lost
happen.
it. But I was
Okay.
gonna say, as far as the nutrition as well, you said that you don't have like really a sweet tooth, but there are other options too. Like, I don't really have a sweet tooth either, but every now and again I do want something sweet. Um, I find myself eating like they have different protein bars. They have some that taste like Reese cups. They have different ice creams that are healthier. You know what I mean? So there's many different options out there. You just gotta get with somebody and get pointed in the right direction.
No, I agree. I see 112 asked the question, how often would you recommend newcomers to work out? Oh, I always. And my recommendation for newcomers is simple. I have these four golden rules, and we talked about it earlier. Number one, consult your physician,
Hmm.
right? Number two, stay hydrated. Um, your body's over 90% water. And when you work out, you will sweat. And sweating is a natural form that your body do to cool off. But if you're not hydrated enough, it's gonna be hard for you to sweat. So you want to make sure that you keep your body, but don't drink a lot of water while working out. But it's
Right.
good to stay hydrated throughout the day. The third thing is to push yourself, but always know your limits. I do want people to get that war cry sometimes, getting that last push in to see that they're really putting the effort. But if you start hearing the snap, crackle, and pops, or you started getting lightheaded or dizzy or faint, then you're pushing yourself too hard. So please, everything in moderations, right? And my fourth rule, my favorite rule, is to have fun. I mean, you should enjoy working out because you know what the result's going to be. It's going to make you feel stronger. It's going to make your life better. There's so many positive things about staying healthy that is going to be so rewarding for you in the end, especially when you get to my age and older. Because the older you get, the harder it is to do things you thought was really simple. But if you got a healthy body, that means you're going to have a healthy mind, which means you're going to start making more uh, knowledgeable and good choices in life that's going to benefit you and your family. So I encourage you to stay healthy by having fun while working out. So that's my fourth. You want to add something to it there, 112?
Yeah. So what I was gonna say, when you're new into the fitness journey, first thing, I would make sure you have time set aside for it. Because if you have a busy schedule and you're just trying to fit it in, you're not going to do it. So if you need to get a schedule set and say, okay, from this time to this time, I'm going to commit this to working out, make sure you have time for it. Two, don't think that you have to do 5 days a week, an hour long, 2 hour long workout when you're first starting out. Even if you've been in the journey for a long time, you can get a good workout in 30 minutes. It
Of
doesn't
course.
take it doesn't take an hour. Just as long as you're doing what you need to do and you're pushing yourself, then you can get a good workout in 30 minutes. Just do what you can to start with and just start. That's what I would
Mhm.
say. Just start. Start somewhere.
I like that. Sound advice, ladies and gentlemen. Please keep that in mind. And surround yourself with the people who's going to help motivate you. There's going to be some days where you feel like, I don't want to do it in life because it's going to be struggling. It's
Accountability
going to be
partners
challenging.
are great.
Yes, yes. That's true. It's going to be challenging at times, but sometimes you got to be up for the challenge because you got to see what's going to be at the finish line.
Hmm.
And that should be your motivation to push harder. And I'd rather be healthy than to look healthy. You know what I mean? Even though I'm
Yes.
glad that I look healthy, but to know that I am healthy when I go to the doctor when I get my physical, I got another one coming up on the 22nd, and I want to talk to my doctor and I want to see all my numbers. I saw something that kind of struck at me, that prostate cancer thing that happened with the Secretary of Defense,
Hmm.
um, and you know I mean, he's almost 60. And so at least he caught it early, so he's going to be fine. But if we don't get checked ups regularly, regardless if you are a health fanatic or a fitness guru like myself, it's good to go in and get checked out and to catch things early. So please take the time out to do that. Same thing when I saw this woman who's been diagnosed with breast cancer, but she caught it at an early stage. And so now she's doing the necessary things to try to get it treated. So these are the things that are critical. Take time. You said time. Time management is critical, and
Hmm.
not just for fitness, but for everything in life. Prioritize. Do the things that's so important first. The other stuff is going to come and go regardless. But if you prioritize on what's really important and put that effort in, you'll be amazed at how much time you may have at the end.
And another thing, like what I did when I first started my fitness journey, it sounds crazy, but My goal was to see abs. Like I've had a flat stomach, but I have never had ab definition, right? So I photoshopped a picture of my face on this girl's body that had these amazing abs, and I set that as my screensaver. So every time I look at my phone, I see myself with those abs. So I know I'm not there yet, but if I want to get there, I better get my butt up and do what I need to do. Like,
I like that.
put something
I love
motivational
that.
on your phone. So every time you pick it up, you see it.
Yeah. I love that. You said that, I thought about this one show with this guy who was married to this woman, and one day she just posted a picture of him in the refrigerator when he was young and fit. You know, he let himself go, right? He
Yeah.
looked at her like, what you trying to say? She said, I'm not saying nothing. And just looked at her.
So every
And
time
so
you
he
open
did,
that refrigerator to get something now, you gonna think about
exactly.
it.
And I love that. I said, you know, hey, whatever works, right? You know,
Yeah, whatever
and
works.
yeah, it's funny and everything, but at the end of the day, you know that you've been spending too much time in the refrigerator in and out, and this is how you used to be. And you can maintain that if you just stop making those choices. And I
Hmm.
really like that. And it's a fun way to let people know that it's somebody in your corner who really seriously is concerned about your health as well.
They care
So
about you.
to have,
Yep.
yeah, to have that family member or that partner or that friend that can, be real with you and say that, hey, I see a decline in your health, or I notice this about you, whatever it's eating or like I said, anxiety or whatever. If they
Hmm.
start noticing something's bad, then they need to take necessary steps. A true friend will, pull you aside and tell you, hey, I noticed that you've been putting on quite a bit of weight, or I noticed that you've been late for work, or if there's something going on, talk to me.
Hmm.
Take care of that mental health too. That mental health is
Mental,
so critical, and I encourage people to always seek help, and but be
definitely.
careful who you share your stories to. Talk to professionals. Don't. Sometimes people are just busybody and just want to hear people's
Hmm.
business, so you just got to be careful with that.
I always said
I
that
know
when
this.
people tell people to pray for you, don't have everybody pray for you because some people are praying for your
Yes.
downfall. They're not praying the right prayers. So,
Amen.
yeah.
Amen. I know. I try to keep my private life very private. A lot of people ask a lot of personal questions as a fitness coach,
Hmm.
and I try to deflect from a lot of personal questions. But it's professional about health and fitness. I'm all about it.
Right.
Now, once I open up to people that I've had connection with, then I'm more willing to share more personal stories with. But I don't want people. I want people to know that I'm not a Superman either, and that we all have problems
We
in
all
life.
do. Yep.
Yeah, and we all got to figure out what works best. But I know all my health and strength comes from God. And I'm not ashamed to say that. And I
Exactly.
do know that. I do know that if people start having, um, that type of faith in life, they'll be able to overcome a lot of other things too.
Hmm. Hmm.
And all I say is that again, it's all about surrounding yourself with positive people who's going to motivate, encourage you to do the right thing. And if you get those people, they are rare, very rare. Now, especially now, 'cause it's like I rather have 4 quarters than 100 pennies. If you catch my drift, that's why I
Hmm.
look at it. And so I keep my circle small, and I really want to share um, the things that's on my mind to be more successful in life. You're right. I'm not gonna lay my pearls a bunch in front of swine and have it be trampled over because other people just like to see you fail.
Hmm. They
And as a business
they
person, I'm gonna
they
let you
don't
know that
mind you
now.
doing good. They just don't want you doing better than them.
Yes. And that's the thing I'm saying. From a business perspective too, let you know right now that the vast majority of your support is gonna come from
From
more than strangers
strangers.
than
Yep.
friends. I'm telling you that right now. I mean, it is so true. And one of the things that I've learned, and one of my friends told me, is that um, when people see you and know who you are and where you're from, they already got you in this category, right? They already have you as somebody like this. And when they see you achieve and do better than them, it's sad they have that crab in the bucket mentality. They want to pull you down.
Right.
But a lot of them just sit in the sidelines. More people are watching you than you think, and more people are just waiting to see. And they may say they're proud of you, but some of them just surprised that you still continue doing what you're doing. When people
Yep.
say, "I'm gonna open this business," oh yeah, in the back of their mind, it's not gonna last but a year and it's gonna be over.
Hmm.
And then 4, 5, 10 years later, you're still doing your thing. They're like, "Wow," right?
Yep.
But remember the people who's with you during the good times and the bad, because when the
Most
rewards come,
definitely.
you You can smile at those who was there with you from day one, and you can look at the ones who was in off in the distance,
Mm-hmm.
and you just keep them off in the
Keep them
distance. You
in a
just wave
distance.
them
Yep.
up. Yeah. I'm just telling you that right now because that's one of the things that, because you may expect more from the people that is in your circle, but a lot of them going to say good luck and
Mm-hmm.
wish you all the best. But you're not going to get that support as much as you would from strangers who see you for who you truly are
Mm-hmm.
and adapt to that and run with it. And when people see you making changes, half your community be like, I knew that girl when she was doing this. I knew he was like this, blah, blah, blah. Who do you
Yeah.
think she is? You know? And
Mm-hmm.
that's sad. It's sad to say that, but that's what life is. Life is not fair.
Mm-hmm.
Life will give you a curveball and a heartbeat. And but again, as long as you put your faith in the person who never fails, then you are destined for success. And so I also want to encourage you that and leave that on a positive note with you. And I thank you so very much for
Thank you for
taking the
having
time.
me. It's been great.
Yes. Yeah, it
And
really
thank you,
has.
112. You've been here the whole broadcast. We appreciate
I
you.
know. Exactly. Yeah. 112, a personal note, he used to be here in this garage with me, working out with me when I first started.
Oh,
Yes.
nice. My
Yes.
garage gonna look like yours one day. I'm still building it up, but it's gonna look like yours
Oh
one
yeah.
day.
Well, I have no doubt in my mind it will be because you definitely have that. You have that drive, and that's what it takes. And the right people will come, and the right doors will open for you. And like I said, I'm always here as a friend and
The
as a
adopted son.
oh yeah, I know exactly. Yeah.
That's nice.
Yes. And so if you ever need me, I'm just a phone call away, and you can chat with me. And I'm glad you recorded this, so I can save me the time to not trying to send it to you. So you can
Yeah.
post it on social media. You may get more reviews and more questions after we post this. I'm gonna leave it here too as well for more people to see and to follow. But I still see quite a few people come in early and people coming in and out of the
Yeah.
broadcast, which is great. And I thank you so very much.
Thank you for having me again. I appreciate it. And 112, I'm gonna be sure to follow you as well.
Mm. Yeah, Soul Taker, thank you for joining. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to conclude now, and I thank y'all so much. Yeah, Soul Taker, thank you for joining. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to conclude now, and I thank y'all so much for tuning in to Let's Talk Fitness. And y'all take care and stay blessed.